Commander, fresh news from the war on Iokath. Imperial gunners shot down one of our transports. Republic's helping us recover our losses, but we're locked in a stalemate.
You always know how to cheer me up. What about our hunt for the traitor in our ranks?
We're questioning everyone from the usual suspects to your top advisors. So far, everyone looks clean. We'll find the traitor, but these mole hunts take time.
Do whatever you think is best.
We'll double your security detail. Better safe than sorry.
Lighten up, Theron. Things aren't all doom and gloom.
Well, you look cheery today, Lana. Did Galt spike the calf again?
Even better. I found a lead. Alliance agents picked up a signal from the shadow world of Umbara. It's encrypted with the same algorithm the traitor used on Iokath. They're still on the planet, helping our Imperial rivals grab a massive stockpile of Adegan crystals.
Let's keep this quiet until we know who's trustworthy. I'll lead a small strike team and capture the traitor myself.
I'll provide backup.
As will I. The Empire won't give up their precious crystals without a fight.
Both sides have tinkered with Adegan crystals for years, part of an arms race to build a new arsenal of superweapons.
If we move quickly, we can corner the traitor and hijack those crystals. Intel says they're on an Umbaran supply train headed for the capital city.
Then we leave now. The traitor won't escape us this time.
I'll do my best to increase the volume. Thank you guys, I've noticed those complaints. Voice volume needs to be louder. Let's give it a try with something like this. Much louder. I'm taking a risk by including in-game background music and sound, but I expect it wouldn't be a trouble. Okay, that's quite a lot of people now. Look at this, 4 instances already. This is the new area that I was telling you about, and I will do an overview of the place after the story is complete.
The train is on the move, and the traitor's on board.
Nothing we can't handle.
I've got you.
I've got a feeling it's still a little bit quiet, but hopefully before the next cutscene we'll have enough time. So this is the train. I will not be able to show you the stronghold today, guys, because I will need to do this flashpoint several times to be able to unlock the room where the terminal for the stronghold is located.
I have a lock on the
I would need to do
They're near the front of the train.
10 let's see, 12 runs or 14 runs in story mode, 6 runs in veteran mode. Oh wait, oh crap, I'm confused now. Or 3 runs in master mode. I think those were the requirements.
the Alliance!
They've arrived to protect the Adegan crystals.
Lucky you.
This is an issue from in-game, guys. Can you see the? Can you hear the voices from the characters? They are actually much louder than the voiceover from the main characters, Lana and Theron. So I suppose this is kind of an issue with the patch.
Commander! Attack!
My FPS is also incredibly tanked, but that's normal. It's patch day, it should be expected. I don't know. The FPS actually will get way up after we finish this.
Careful. This train is littered with traps.
Umbarans aren't known
Thank
for
you,
their
Theron, for
hospitality.
telling us. These squares, if you step on them, you're going to spawn an unfriendly turret. There are also those blue lines. I hope that you can see it right here in the distance. If you cross them, a red line will appear on the floor, marking the area where electricity is going to spawn for like 1 or 2 seconds, and it's going to damage you quite a lot, even in solo mode. So this place is not designed for you to walk around freely.
Avenge Empress Asina!
The explosive canisters can actually almost one-shot any of the mobs, especially in story mode. As I've told you, in story mode things are really easy. There we go, I crossed the blue line. If you want to actually deactivate those squares, there is that a very little data pad that you can click over here. In solo mode, it actually automatically deactivates those because you are alone. In tactical mode and in master mode, you actually need to step on them and click on them to prevent other people from stepping on them and spawning those turrets. Those turrets are really something weak and annoying, but depending on your group setup, your healing capabilities, and the difficulty mode, they actually may cause some trouble in some of these pools. And if you're wondering, this is where we landed, and that's the length of the train.
Destroy the Alliance!
The whole duration of the flashpoint, if you kill everything everywhere, is probably between 45 and 60 minutes, depending, of course, if you start wiping or not. There you go, I actually got hit by the lightning here. You saw how much damage it cost. And again, those squares are not going to activate because I have the data pad. Maybe next time I will skip picking up the data pad so I can show you where the turrets spawn. This isn't clickable, even though it looks like it's clickable. And it's always a good idea to blow up those things because they do help with the mobs. Unfortunately, most of the mobs here are ranged or semi-ranged. Even though the space is really narrow, you might actually have to run around like crazy trying to pick up mobs. And as you can see, from time to time the mobs do flicker around and tend to go for your healing companion. Theron is in, Lani is in healing mode, and I forgot to deactivate Dark Tempest. It's her channeling ability for crowd control. Really useless in most cases. We are about to see who the traitor is very, very soon, don't worry. Don't spoil it, please.
Destroy the Alliance!
There are quite a few obstacles around. I personally think that the design of the train itself is really beautiful, really, don't kill me, really detailed and interesting. It's only slightly repetitive, and I personally think that a little bit shorter travel duration on the train with less mob spawns and mob pools would have been probably better. However, the exterior is extremely boring and way too simple. If you're wondering, you're not supposed to jump to the side of the train because you're not the cowboy from a Western movie, and obviously you cannot jump. 48 like, is that a like on the stream? Thank you guys, you're very generous today. These are pickups. Flame canister, if you pick it up, it will be on your back until the end of the flashpoint. It gives you a special pop-up bar with a flamethrower ability, which has 20 seconds cooldown, 15 meters range, and it does frontal AoE. It's extremely low damage, so I highly recommend it not to use it unless you want to target a canister with it, because that's the only place where it's actually useful. But it definitely looks cool, and it's quite detailed if you pay attention to it. Now the issue is, watch the hand that spawns the fire. It makes an impression as if there is something on my hand. Yep, there is. But unfortunately, when you finish with the channel, that thing from your wrist disappears. It doesn't matter too much, does it? Okay. I'm walking back through the empty area because if you remember, I jumped on the side. Mobs can push you, so be aware. Some of the mobs, especially those on top of the train, on the roof, they can push you. They're quite nasty. Those mobs have, if I remember correctly, 2 different channel abilities. One of them can be pushed, the other one is just a channel ability, channel burst or something like that. I don't even need to buff any of my abilities because it's way too easy.
I've got you.
That is a bit of a lag. It's unavoidable. Quite a bit of a lag, come on. Wow, it's getting more and more noticeable. Who are the mobs? These are not important at the moment. Who are the mobs actually? They are nothing special. Umbaran soldiers, different kinds and different types of soldiers. These guys are actually, yes, they are supporting the Empress. If you remember from 5.2.
Don't look down.
We split. We're no longer an alliance between the Republic and Empire. And here is one more trash pool with what it appears to be 2 very nasty turrets. If you check out their buffs, it will tell you a secret that these are not to be attacked. Do not attack the turrets. They are not the boss. You're supposed to jump down.
The commander! Attack!
Uh, 26 FPS at the moment. I'm gonna show you what the turrets do, damn it. Why not? After all, I promised to do everything for you. Come on, turrets. Give me your best. Give me your best. I can survive. Oh, come on now. Target me first. Theron cannot die. You get that? 1 shot. 2 shot. 3 shot. Okay, that's a personal best. Never mind, I'll have to restart. Well, no. Umbara is not exactly from Clone Wars. It also appeared in a book, if you remember. I actually had forgotten. Someone reminded me a couple of days ago that Umbara appears in a book for the very first time.
Seize the crystals!
And we've got the area full of dangerous stuff. Spread around all over the place. You can find these unrefined kotos, which suddenly are available in solo mode as well. Because, why not? Someone might actually need healing. The only reason you might need healing, I think, is if you step on all of those lightning area attacks. Ready? Something special comes ahead. This is the first boss encounter in the game. Again, in solo mode, this is ridiculously easy. If you stay and do absolutely nothing for a few minutes, these guys will not be able to hurt you. I don't know why is BioWare doing this, and they've been doing it for quite some time. I have to admit it's quite frustrating for me at least. However, the good news is that these guys are way more challenging. So, there will be a guide appearing on my website very shortly after I finish the live stream. The guide is completed already. I just need to add some more screenshots to make it complete, fully complete. So, we've got Technician Canni, who performs pool and spawns turrets. So, this is the biggest issue for him. The other one is Shadow Assassin Elli-Vaa. Elli-Vaa does a knockback marked with a triangle cone formation on the ground, and if you get knocked down, obviously the knockdown in tactical and in master mode is actually stronger, so you have to pay attention where you're located and where you will be pushed back, because you might actually get pushed away from the train. Here on these platforms, here, here, and here, we will have 3 turrets, and on the other side, also another 3 turrets. This guy is spawning the turrets, and he actually starts buffing them. A buff turret is bigger, does more damage, and has slightly more HP. Not really special to the fight in solo mode, so I might as well just start it. My personal recommendation is you have to kill them together, because if you don't, there is the knockback. If you don't kill them at the same time, the guy that's left alive will... There are the turrets. The guy that's left alive will start enraging. It's a soft enrage. I don't know if you have to be naked to have some trouble with that enrage mechanic. But it is an enrage nonetheless, and I just had to mention it. The turrets are much tougher in the higher difficulty modes, and while the boss is dealing with the turrets, he is also invincible with the shield bubble. Depending on your group setup, if you're in a group obviously, you can completely ignore these turrets. However, it doesn't really take too much to take them down. It's really unfortunate, I forgot to mention that the assassin can also stun you for a moment, and if you get stunned in the most inappropriate moment, you might actually end up regretting it. Guess why? Because you will not be able to free yourself,
Die in the shadow.
And you might get knocked back. Hey Jim. Jim is one of the folks who helped me a lot making the guide for this flashpoint. I hope that you guys will find it useful. All of these things that I'm doing my best to show and explain are explained in better detail inside of the written guide. I'm going to attach maybe 1, maybe 2 video guides and a lot of screenshots, of course, in an attempt to make that flashpoint guide as good as it can be. Just a little bit more to finish the technician. He is the more annoying guy, despite the fact that the assassin can push you back. I personally believe the technician is more annoying. And here is the best part. Killing the bosses, not completing the flashpoint, but killing the bosses is rewarding you with the brand new currency. Thank you, BioWare, we needed more currency in the game. Alliance Recon Data are the brand new special tokens that you can receive. 1 for each one of the 3 bosses in the flashpoint, 2 for the bonus mini-boss. I'll show you the mini-boss, of course. It's between the first and the second boss encounter. It's really easy to do. That means, what that means, 5 tokens in total, if I'm not mistaken. 3 from the normal bosses and 2 from the bonus boss. That should be 4 or 5 tokens. We'll see in the end. I got confused at the moment. Those tokens will serve you to purchase things, tokens plus credits, from the brand new vendors that are located just outside of the flashpoint. Now, hiding the camera, we're about to see something special. This is why most of you are here. Does it make sense? Let's go watch it.
The traitor's on the other side of that door.
They're gone.
That's impossible. According to the signal, they're still on the convoy. No!
Theron.
It's over, Commander. In a few minutes, this train will collide with that mountain range. You'll be disintegrated, and I'll escape with the Adegan crystals. Don't worry. You won't feel a thing.
We defeated Valkorion together, and now you've betrayed me?
I didn't want it to come to this. Luring you into that trap on Iokath was just the beginning. Ever since you defeated Valkorion, everything I've done has been towards one goal. The total destruction of the Eternal Alliance.
You helped build the Alliance. After everything we've been through, why tear it down now?
What I built was an end to the Eternal Empire, not this. I followed you because I believed you'd end the cycle of war. I thought we'd finally be free once you took down Valkorion. But the Alliance outgrew you. Now it's rotting from the inside, the galaxy's fighting back, and you've become a symbol of oppression. So much for your dreams of peace.
Then let's find a solution together. I want peace as much as you, Theron.
I believed that. Once.
If you topple the Alliance, millions will die.
If that's the cost of peace, so be it. 30 seconds to impact. This is goodbye.
Stop the train, Theron! We can still find peace, but we have to work together. Lana! Theron escaped.
Warning, collision imminent. Brace for impact.
We need to survive long enough to make Theron pay. Jump! Stay alert. We're in Umbaran territory, and they won't be happy to see us.
Ha! Those of you that didn't get the information from miners or any other source, what do you think? Are you surprised? I have to admit, I'll do more of analysis after the Flashpoint in my regular review of the new story and the new content, but I have to admit, it was one of the characters that I expected. I really hoped, spoiler alert, that we will have two different traitors depending whether you play for the Republic or for the Empire. No, unfortunately, it's the same one. This cutscene that we just watched is unique. If you don't have access to the story of this Flashpoint, you will see a different cutscene with a different figure. You will not see Theron, you will not see all of this conversation. Now, we still have quite a bit to see, learn and explore. First from Umbara. This is personally where the fun part on Umbara for me starts. Not just because my FPS is back to the normal rating above 80, how it should be, but because it's actually a damn cool planet. And it's really reflecting the environment and the flora and fauna that we've seen from Clone Wars. Although this one is actually more detailed. Unlike what we saw from the moving train, look at this place. It's really cool. And also, all of these areas that we're about to explore, all the way up to here, well, I know it's confusing, but when you stand here on a certain cliff after we finish the third boss and the whole Flashpoint, you will be able to see all of this area in the background. I'll show you. It's really cool. Or at least I think it's cool. So, plenty of mobs. Some of them are friendly, some of them are half friendly, some of them, well, some of them are enemies, some of them are half enemies, but if you want to make things a little bit easier and a little bit quicker, stealth out, move forward.
Take a breath.
And where was that? Something I missed during the cutscene. Who said that? Samuel, I believe that was Samuel. Thank you, Samuel, for the good words. I hope you mean them. I've aggroed something. Oh no, okay. That was
So
just a
Theron
delayed
didn't take
reaction.
the whole shipment. Why?
Not surprised you survived the crash. I didn't think it would be that easy. But it buys me enough time to get off-world.
Theron, come back. We can talk about this.
We're long past that.
I don't understand. How did I not see this coming? Was I really that blind?
He fooled us all, Lana.
When I get my hands on him, he will regret betraying a Sith. Should...
Jim, thank you very much for keeping the chat clean. I know that today's stream is special. We have a lot more viewers than normally, and obviously some trolls would definitely creep in. So, this is the second explorable area around the crashed train. This is still the same crashed train. If you guys lost track, this is the same one, and it continues over here. In the minimap, we are here in the second area. There is a mini-boss located in the most southern... Holy crap. How the hell do I pronounce that? Southern section over here. That boss will give you some special tokens. Well, the same tokens, but more of them. And if you actually go this way, you would be able to skip past... Oh, crap. Okay, I won't skip those, but you would be able to still skip most of the trash pools in the general area here. Can I sneak? Oh, nice, I can sneak through those. The quest tells us to find and collect 6 Adigan crystals in the wreckage. And here in this section, you can actually find 4 or 5 just next to each other. These are the items, the canister that we're looking for. Thank you very much for the offer. I don't think I need a new mod for the moment, mate. When Jim is present, or any of my other mods, they're doing a fantastic job of keeping the chat clean and friendly. Someone said that my outfit is cool. Thank you. You've probably not watched many of my videos. If you're new to my channel, went to the live stream, I've been wearing that same exact outfit for about 4.5 years. Mini boss. 2 Slybex monsters. You should know a little bit more information about why these Slybex are annoying and dangerous from the mini story that Bauer published about a week ago as a blog post. I do have the story available on Vulkk.com if you want to check it out. I won't go into details because they are not really that important for the story of the Flashpoint, just some background information on these creatures that are native to this land. We've got the boss with 3 standard buffs. As we can see, boss immunity, unshakable, and steadfast. And we've got 2 adds. The trick here, if you kill one or both of the adds, the boss will get a red buff stacking up to once or twice, depending on how many adds you've killed, and it will be kind of a soft and rage mode. The boss will start dealing more damage, I don't remember, but it might actually improve its defenses or something. That's not really important. The important thing is stay here in the corner, don't go too far away so you don't attract the attention of the rest of the animals. And just focus on the boss. There are a couple of special attacks that the boss does. None of them matter in story mode, and they don't matter in veteran mode either, unless of course you go into the Flashpoint naked. Someone mentioned the rating. My rating is 244. I'll tell you more about it after the Flashpoint. The rating only matters if you want to queue up through Group Finder. You need 242 at least to queue up for this Flashpoint in Master Mode. You can go absolutely naked if you want and manually enter the Flashpoint with a group of your own. This rating is only to make sure that people queuing up through Group Finder are geared up enough. Now, let's go start the boss fight. I'll try to explain more about the boss's special attacks. There is an aggro reset as well. That would be the aggro reset. Stop disappearing, please. And the poison breath is actually only dangerous if you sit inside of the red cone. It's a channeled attack that the boss does several times throughout the encounter. It's a much longer encounter if you do it in tactical and in master mode. But for the purpose of the story mission, feel free to fall asleep. Your companion will do the job. As you can see, Lana is actually good enough. I'm gonna sit here to show you what happens if you take the buffs from the poison. Well, you get the stacking poison buff again. It does nothing in solo mode, but it's... Ooh, that was a big lag. It's slightly more dangerous in tactical mode. Sorry, in veteran mode. Damn Bauer. I keep confusing which mode is what. Why couldn't we leave everything the way it was? What the hell is happening? Is this lag? I think it is. Severe lag that I'm facing. Plenty of achievements available for you. Defeat the boss 1,000,000 times and you unlock everything if you want. If you don't want, don't defeat the boss 1,000,000 times. Just defeat it 500,000 times. And here is the loot from this boss. 2 special tokens. If I actually open the chat, oh damn, the chat is behind me. You would see that this boss in solo mode awards you with 2 Alliance Recon data. So, you will actually end up with 5. This means you need to run 12 times in solo mode this flashpoint if you want to unlock the new stronghold. I'll show you the exact cost, 60 tokens plus some credits to unlock the stronghold. And start decorating. The initial unlock of the stronghold is 60 tokens from the flashpoint plus 5,000 credits. 5,000, okay? That's not the promotion, that's not the discount, it's the regular price that Bauer set for the flashpoint. Unlocking the additional expansions and rooms, as they call it, of the moving train actually costs similar to what the Manan expansions cost. Oh, come on! Who saw me?
Here, this will help.
Damn you. I need one more. So, again, after you kill the boss, stick to the left side and you'll be able to skip pretty much a ton of mobs over here. All of these mobs give command XP. Not much, but the mobs are actually not tough. They just take time to kill. If you're with a group and if you have some nice, decent burst AoE capability, you can probably go for them and just slay them all. Oh crap, forgot the last canister. Over there, a bunch of enemies, and there are a couple of Koto tanks, unrefined Koto stations, just in case you get into trouble. You can heal yourself. You can mount up here as well. The new mount is absolutely cool. It's actually a mirror of one of the beasts available here in the flashpoint. And thus we receive to the second boss. This is actually a very cool beast. It was shared as a screenshot from BioWare about a week ago. I've used it for a couple of my videos and in other places as well. The special things this boss does, well, actually, I will leave you to read the fine details from the guide, and I'll just tell you that in story mode, yet again, nothing really matters. The boss is really easy. The 2 things he does is, if you are in range, when the aggro resets, there is a channel ability I'll show you in a moment. When he resets aggro, if you're not alone, obviously, and he targets someone else. If that other person is not in melee range, the boss will jump, and just like, if you remember the jump phase on Kefes, when he jumps down on that other player, he will create a red circle with AoE effect. So if you stay on range for whatever reason, you shouldn't, but if you stay on range distance from the boss, make sure that you at least are staying away from the others. These are the Koto stations. You pick them up just by walking on top of them after you start the flashpoint of the boss fight, obviously. What was that? Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Let's go to the boss. There it is, the swipe. It's easy to avoid. I'm gonna show you that it does no damage whatsoever on solo mode. You can very easily avoid it. Ground pound is the aggro reset. And actually, because I have a companion, it does reset the aggro here as well. It will take you quite a bit of time to defeat the boss in higher difficulty mode, but in story mode, solo mode, it just goes that quick, and that is good. Don't pay attention to non-perfect rotation that I'm performing. It really doesn't matter what abilities you're using here. Everything is good enough to kill the boss. These are the only 2 special things about the boss. And rage pounding is something that the boss does after he falls down below 20% of his HP, but it's nothing really special, just more damage. A lot more in higher difficulties, by the way. The reward is 1 more of the Alliance Recon data, and we've got 4 so far. Only 1 boss remains. I can scavenge that one. Nice. And these are the 3 CXP packs. Let me show you what exactly amount I'm getting for these. 209 without a buff, 346 for the second, and 209 for the third. We get one from the first boss, one from the bonus boss, and one from the second boss. Another one from the third boss as well, and the bigger one for completing the flashpoint. On to the third boss. There is something cool that I'm about to show you here now. Silly announcement, I know. I'm just excited.
Here, this will help.
This is the kind of monster that you will be able to mount up and ride all over the fleet or everywhere else. Mantor. If you're a stealth class, you could easily skip pretty much most of this. You start from this section and you go down towards this thing and, well, okay, never mind, you get the point. What's that? Albanian Sniper. Hello, welcome. I'm generally excited. I expected that my excitement will be much lower because of the delay. But I have to admit, even though we were delayed with 2 days for this patch, I'm still excited, mostly because you guys make a very good company and a very interesting audience to stream in front of. Nothing is just as fun. Kozlovsky, welcome Kozlovsky. Nothing is that much fun if I do it by myself.
No getting around this. We'll need to find a way to blast through it.
You might have heard Lana complaining that there is something blocking our way. It's that pile of trash, which means that we've got a new objective. Go there and find something. Well, actually the objective is find something, but BioWare tells you where exactly you need to go to find that something. We found weapon crates, just randomly lying around here in the corner, because why not? No, when they nerf your class or discipline, it's never a good thing, never fun. And because I actually forgot to tell you, I think I mentioned actually, but didn't show you, the flamethrower is good when you want to blow these things up. And for the next objective, going to the green area, the missile launcher is going to show up, and watch the animation, it's actually really cool. Of course, this game is now nearly 6 years old. The fire is real, by the way. The graphics are nothing really special anymore, but compared to the previous, especially to some of the older Flashpoints, I hope that you would agree with me that BioWare really stepped up their game, and Crisis on Umbara looks really like several levels up compared to most of the other Flashpoints. Let's, for example, compare it to SWTOR 5, because SWTOR 5 is similar in design. We've got journey inside buildings and outside in the wilds, and this one is so much more detailed. Now let's see, what can I skip by stealthing? Probably this one, cool. And the next one I'm gonna have to engage. On the hunt!
Should feel better now. Look, Theron shuttle. We need to hurry.
Yes, I'm in a hurry, I promise. Gonna hide the camera just in case. There are a couple of more mobs here to kill. Is the hunt thrilling? Not very much. It's too easy. And here we have one more cutscene and the final boss fight. Let's make a bet. Come on, my chat, be active before we start the cutscene. Do you think we're going to catch and kill Theron here, or will he escape on that ship? Quickly, quickly, come on. Just a few seconds for you to guess before I start the cutscene. I'll tell you a little bit about the boss that's going to spawn. It's a brand new boss design, a giant droid, and it will have 2 special abilities. I'll show and tell more about them when they actually appear. There will be several waves of adds spawning, melee and ranged adds. You can kill them manually because they are really weak. And another option is just to blow those canisters next to the adds. The boss cannot blow the canisters, but if you blow up one of them, all of the remaining canisters will go red. Ooh, I see. Very conflicted. So many conflicted. Revan-chan has subscribed. Thank you, Revan. I think... Oh crap, I can't tell if escape or kill prevails, damn it. There are too many different opinions. Okay, starting the cutscene, let's see who wins or loses the bet. And, because I mentioned win, there will be, of course, a couple of giveaways at the end of the live stream today. One hyper crate for anybody who... Well, I'll see what I can do about the hyper crate and how we'll do the drawing, because you know I don't have a proper working tool. There will be one code for, I think it's 60 days subscription. Let me check that. Hey, Thomas. So I have one code for 30 days subscription and one code for 2,400 Cartier coins. So these three giveaways will somehow get delivered to you guys by the end of the live show today. Hopefully that would be good.
This isn't over, Theron!
No! This is just beginning.
Hot diggity.
Huh. Please allow me to very quickly fix something here in my stream that actually may be an issue. It will take me just a couple of seconds. Theron escaped. Yes, those who voted for escape, he escaped. The hell? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Cool, it's working now. Sorry about that. Okay, this is the big droid. It's new design because, well, we needed something new. There is quite a bit of new stuff on this Flashpoint. I'm still hoping that BioWare will find the strength and the resources to make this a brand new planet, but I have to say that this droid looks cool. Even though it's the stereotype of a boss. This is the first ability. You can move around it because it's stationary, and these are the odds that will start spawning. There are a couple of different mechanics depending on your DPS output if you're doing this as a group. My personal recommendation is to have one person taking care of the spawning odds whenever they spawn, because they can be quite annoying on your healer. Now, unfortunately, the odds don't get damaged by these circles, which is the second special boss mechanic. You will take a lot more damage if you sit inside the circle in higher difficulty modes. And this special ability also only appears after the boss reaches 50% of its HP. For the first part of the fight, which in solo mode run incredibly short, you only have to deal with that projectile rectangle on the ground, this one, which is proximity burner. Once again, I highly doubt that anybody will tell me that this is challenging. I don't know, I've never tried it naked. I hope that you guys don't try this Flashpoint solo naked. Unless, of course, you're looking for the ultimate challenge. It's really just about the story. Look at that. If you actually... No, I'm not Russian, right? I'm Bulgarian. If you actually do a proper rotation and bring a good bursty spec with a decently geared character and companion, you can do this Flashpoint with, within probably 20 minutes. Possibly even shorter. And yet another achievement chain that was just started. Here is the 1 token reward and the 1 CXP, which is 346. And we end up the flashpoint with... holy crap. 6. Okay, so we got 2 tokens. One more time to recap. I may have to fix that in the guide. We've got 1 token for the first boss, 2 tokens from the bonus boss, 1 token from the second boss, and 2 tokens from the last boss. 6 tokens in total for doing this in solo mode. You have to do it 10 times if you want to unlock the stronghold, and you have to do it about 100 times if you want to also unlock the other things. Now I'm in combat because, as I told you, damn you BioWare, you'll keep me in combat until I kill all of these things. There we go. On this table you will find the flame canister again, which will give you another flamethrower just in case you need. Once again, you can use those to burn the canisters. If you attempt to burn the mobs, the enemies, or God forbid the boss, it will take you very long. So I highly suggest you don't do that. This is the final flashpoint boss, and here is the view that I mentioned previously. I don't know if you would find this cool, but I personally think it is really cool. So if you look there, you will see where we just came from. So this is the destruction. Wait, I need the map. I'm sitting right here, and I'm looking down at the previous section of the flashpoint. Then there is the middle section, and over there, hidden behind these cliffs, is the first section of the ruins that we have actually explored. Now let's see, what the hell do I need to do to open the damn map? Don't know why it's not exactly fully unlocked. The map, the mini map. I don't know if it's a bug. You can jump down there without killing yourself. But I'm actually going to kill myself. There we go. There is a downside though, and that's it. If you get killed, I don't know if it's intentional or a bug, if you get killed around the third boss, after the third boss, sorry, you will spawn in the very beginning of the train, which of course will cause you to run back. There is a pylon just next to the corpse of the big droid. I don't need to go there and click it, I can just manually exit the flashpoint, but just in case you were wondering, on that last area where I killed myself, there is a pylon that you click, channel, and exit the flashpoint. My next objective is speak with Lana in the Alliance staging area, and I'm getting out to do that. Good luck to your Zanhara, Elliot. Thank you, Senna. That's very enlightening. Oh crap. Can you imagine if they block this as well? Okay. One more conversation before this story is actually finished. Let me hide myself in advance.
We recovered most of the Adegan crystals. Once we tap into their power, Iokath is as good as ours.
And Theron?
Word of his betrayal is spreading quickly. My agents are running damage control, but it will be weeks before we know how much harm he inflicted. Even with the truth out in the open, I can hardly believe Theron was the traitor.
He was a good ally. And a better friend. I never saw this coming.
He played us both. But at least now we know our target. We should brace ourselves for Theron's next move.
Find out what Jace Malcolm knows, and try to locate Satil Shan.
I already have feelers digging into Satil's whereabouts. I'll begin the hunt at once.
Before you start, I want to send a message to Theron. Open a holochannel and prepare to broadcast it across the galaxy.
Clearing channels now. What message will you send the traitor?
This is the commander of the Eternal Alliance. I have a message from my old friend, Theron Shan. We've been through a lot together, Theron. In your honor, I'm dedicating 100 Eternal Fleet ships to the fight for peace. Return to the Alliance, and these ships will be yours to command. We can end the cycle of war, but we have to work together. Come home, Theron.
I'm sorry. I can't.
So, you did as we asked. We had our doubts, but now we see your dedication to the cause. We've reached a decision. Theron Shan, welcome to the Order.